So those 2 goals at Anfield meant 28 over the second weekend of the new Premier League season. First win for Aston Villa, another win for Arsenal. Draw between Brighton and Newcastle. Comfortable for the champions against Bournemouth. Southampton coming back from 2 down to get a point apiece between Wolves and Fulham. A result which we'll talk about in depth in a moment. Brentford 4. Manchester United 0. Nottingham Forest with their first win back in the big time at home to West Ham. All the thrills and spills of Chelsea 2, Spurs 2 and 10 men Liverpool 1, Crystal Palace 1. So we are only 2 games into the brand new season and only 2 teams have 6 points out of 6. The reigning champions Manchester City and Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. Brentford are one of the clubs with 4 from 6 to start. And there are 3 clubs at the bottom who have yet to register a single point, and one of those rock bottom with a goal difference of -5 are Manchester United, who were beaten by Brentford and beaten up by Brentford for the first time since 1938. Everybody has had their say. We're going to get into it in a moment. But, Wrighty, I just wonder what you make of that performance and the overall situation at Manchester United 2 games into the new season.
Well, it was a kind of performance that you kind of expected Man United to put in, and it's the kind of team they were going up against is the last team they wanted to play. I think you can look. I saw Gary Neville and Jamie Redknapp having an argument about stuff. I don't know why, because I thought they both made great points. The owners have got to take a lot of the blame, and so do the players in respect of their work rate and their output. You know, it's a sad situation for the fans, because to see Man United in this kind of state, and me playing against Man United when they were at their greatest, it's not good for me. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good. A lot of people are laughing at their expense. But the fact is that so many things have to go for that club now. I think that the fans are right. They should be protesting. They've been protesting for so long. They've got to change the owners. They've got to change everything so as they can change that club. You know, the place is falling to bits. The fans have been protesting forever. You know, the players are not performing. You know, the management team that the Glazers have put in have been so inadequate. It's a shame. It's a real shame to see a club of that stature crumbling like they are on and off the field.
We could do the whole show on the demise of Manchester United at the moment, but a lot has been made about the running stats at the weekend. I was actually at the Etihad on Saturday, and incredibly, when you look at this, Michael, in terms of possession, Manchester City and Manchester United, wow, 66.7% possession each. One won 4-0, one lost 4-0. As you can see, Bournemouth only just outran Manchester City, nearly 13 kilometres left. And a lot has been made about that from Manchester United and Brentford. And even the sprints, when you look at that. So what does that tell you in comparison, even though they've equally had possession, the same amount of ball?
Well, that is startling, isn't it?
Damning.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
It really is. Lots and lots of theories on why Manchester United are not playing as they should be in recent years. You know, we spoke about ownership, we spoke about managers over the years. There's been a big turnover of managers. Players, there's been billion pounds spent on players in recent times. But then when you look at those stats, you just think, you know, that is just a sheer lack of effort. It has to be. It can't be anything else. You know, to not cover, not even get close to covering the distance that Brentford are covering, you know, to have 25 less sprints than your opposition. And when you're seeing it in comparison to the champions and what they're doing, and as you say, an identical possession rate, but they're doing things very differently, you know, you can point your finger in so many different directions, but that, on the pitch, you can blame anything you want off the pitch. On the pitch, that tells its own story.
And reports suggest they were nearly 13 kilometres down on Brentford, that the Manchester United day off went on Sunday, and each player ran 13 kilometres.
It's too late. You know, you're doing it after. They should be doing that before. Man United should not be outrun on the football pitch by anybody. The standards that club have set over the years. Running is a prerequisite of being a professional footballer and putting in as much effort as you can. Looking at those, it just shows that they are not running, they are not bothered. And it seems to me like they're just waiting for someone else to come at some stage to see if something's going to change. They're doing the same things and expecting change. Things have to change upstairs and then things change downstairs. That's how I see it. But that's just so bad. I feel for the fans.
OK, well, before we get into style as well as effort, let's remind ourselves what the goalkeeper and, first of all, his manager had to say after the game.
I think we all have seen the game, and I think Brentford was more hungry, one, and two, we concede goal, individual mistakes, and then you can have a good plan, but then put the plan in the bin. I think they follow my instructions, but they make bad decisions, and that is football. There's a game of mistakes, and we get punished. I don't want to play from the back when it's not possible. It's naive how we played today, and it was more from you have to play more direct. We attracted them. There was the space was high on the pitch, and then you have to choose that option, and that is what we didn't do. But we will learn, and we have to learn. But it's no good. That's quite clear. And on this level, definitely, that is not the standard. We want to act. We are together, and we are in a really difficult situation, clear, and we have to stick together, and we have to find the sources, and then we have to find solutions. We have to encourage them, but also they have to get it by themselves, because they know they are good players. Now is to be a team and take responsibility.
So David De Gea asking to do that interview. You've seen 2 performances now under Erik ten Hag, and as you say, people have been blaming owners and budgets and past players, but let's talk about the current players and let's talk about the goalkeeper, because you've seen him in the 2 games in Erik ten Hag. Is David De Gea capable of playing the way Erik ten Hag wants to?
Well, I think the first thing we ought to do is look elsewhere and look what's happened over recent seasons. And let's say Manchester City, for starters, when Pep Guardiola came and he basically got rid of Joe Hart straight away and brought in Ederson, who is obviously an unbelievable goalkeeper, brilliant with his feet. Arsenal at the same time, Leno, very good goalkeeper. You know, Arteta, cut from the same cloth as Pep Guardiola. He comes in, changes the goalkeeper straight away. So I want to just show a few examples of that, Steve. And starting with David De Gea, and if we just run this clip slowly to start with, I think there, as he gets the ball out of his feet, then I think this ball from here out to the fullback is a ball that can be played if he does it early. But what he does, he takes too long on his touches, always taking too long. He stumbles, he stutters, he waits, he thinks, he has another think. By the time he takes a touch again, the ball's not on. And in fact, nothing else is on. Everyone's then closed down. And he's got no option but to just kick it virtually out of play. I mean, just hopeless. I've got no other options. Let's kick it out of play. Now, that's not good enough. You've got to make decisions early. Let's go on to the goal, the second goal against Brentford. Again, this is set up in a normal way. Harry Maguire gives him the ball. And when he actually gets the ball, Steve, if I stop it when he actually gets the ball, if he just does something early there and passes it to the fullback, in that case, across there, exactly, then they're out 3 against 2. An early decision. If you forward it a little bit, he decides against that, and now you've got another problem. But if you, again, bypass this, and I'll show you a couple of examples shortly of goalkeepers that do it, then all of a sudden, that press that Brentford have got on you, all of a sudden they show you respect. They think, wow, if we keep pressing, he keeps flipping it over our head, I'm not going to keep running back. What does he do? He plays it into Ederson, and it's 2-0. Third clip we've got here, again, when we move on to the goalkeepers shortly, this is supposed to be in there, or he's got the option of going really long and into the distance. So 2 options, but again, he miskicks it, and we show a couple of clips shortly of Aaron Ramsdale that's got that in the locker. So straight away, you're encouraging your opposition. They know that he's not got the full repertoire with his feet. And all of a sudden now, they can afford to press, go gung-ho, knowing that he's got nothing in behind. He's not going to hurt them. If we fast forward on to goalkeeper at your club, Wrighty, this is the difference, isn't it?
Well, you know, they know he's already on his way. Look, you can see Zinchenko's gone, and look where Arsenal are. You know, the same with this. Look at this ball. Look, bam, he knows. He started to move as soon as he got the ball. They've obviously said something, but he's got the capability of hitting that, and he's got no problems in trying to hit that pass. You can see that Gabriel Jesus is on his way, Zinchenko's on his way, because they know that he can hit that ball. And he'll do it quickly. Look how quickly he done them.
And Bernd Leno couldn't do that, and Mikel Arteta was ruthless with that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah, because what was happening was, with Bernd Leno, a brilliant servant for Arsenal, but what happened was that the way Mikel wanted to play, people could see that he can't do it. So they put him under pressure, especially away from home. You can hear the home fans and the away fans and home fans put him under pressure. He gets more jittery. Bam! You're putting the whole team under pressure.
And go on, sorry.
It's the basics of football, Steve. When you're Manchester City, Liverpool, all the top teams do it to start with. They pass the ball, and now everyone says, "Oh, wow, they're risking it playing out at the back like that." But once you go bump, bump, bump and escape the press, and then go and do it again, all of a sudden teams think, "Wow, they're going to kill us. If we keep pressing, they're going to kill us. Let's stop." You earn their respect. And what De Gea's got at the minute is no respect from anybody. They think, well, he can't hurt us, like a Ramsdale, like an Ederson. So all of a sudden, people take advantage of that. And let's have a look at the best in the business in terms of Ederson. And this is what Pep Guardiola did straight away. Let's get a player, let's get a goalkeeper. Look at that can do that can put teams on their back foot. I mean, this is the perfect example of what De Gea should have done the other day on that second clip. That is an easy clip for someone of Ederson's quality. And it just kills the press. Look how many players are out the game now there for Brighton. Straight away, they're out. And if you want to have a real, look at what they can do, then this is in Aguero years. But look at that for a pass. I mean, that's just...
Yeah, but the thing is that I don't know if people saw where Aguero started his run from there, where the ball was. He was actually, when you look at it, Mike, look where Aguero is. It's like, right from the start. It's something that, because he knows he can hit it, if you keep going, Mick, watch. Look where Aguero starts, right, when Ederson's got the ball. Look where he is. He's already moving. Look. It's something that's planned. And that is when you know that the goalie can hit it. Bam.
And just have a look here, though, Steve. Man marking all over the pitch. All over the pitch. But that's fine. That's absolutely fine, because when you've got a goalkeeper who can do that, then you're all of a sudden going to start showing them respect once he starts doing that to you.
Yeah. And just to enhance the point about David De Gea and Ederson, since last season, Ederson right up there with the passing accuracy, De Gea down here on 69.20. So the question at the end of all that, has he got a problem, Erik Ten Hag, with David De Gea?
I think he has. Certainly with his feet, he's got to either improve drastically, or he's got to find someone that can do it themselves with his feet.
I'm just a little bit. I'm just tired of seeing him actually come out and continually saying sorry. He needs to do. It's got to be better than that. If I'm a Man United fan, I'm saying I don't want you to make up. I don't want you to be saying I want to come out and say sorry. You need to be doing something about the way you're playing at the minute. For me.
Jez, let's just say at the outset, that was phenomenal from Brentford. It's arguably the greatest win in their Premier League lives, isn't it? To beat the great Manchester United, the great in the sense of the club, not obviously this team. But for Manchester United, they didn't look like Manchester United in those shirts, and they're certainly not playing like any Manchester United that Dion played for, to have lost the first two games in this manner.
No, they look poor. They look really soft-centred. There's no real will to win. There's no belief. There's no courage. And I was saying to Dion just there, off air, I mean, the fact that De Gea's come out there and did that interview, for me, sums up exactly where Manchester United are. Harry Maguire's the captain. If De Gea wants to do that, he should be saying, no, we're in it together. I'm the captain. I'll go out there and speak. The fact that they just allowed him to go out there and probably take criticism, which is what he's going to get, I think is poor. But Manchester United right now are in an absolute shambles. And Erik Ten Hag, I don't think he realised the job that he had until he's got here now, when he realised that it's an absolutely massive uphill task.
And the suggestions are also that what he asked for in terms of signings, he hasn't got. So he's sort of making soundings, isn't he? Hang on a second. I knew things weren't good, but you were going to help me by getting in certain players here. That hasn't happened. So I'm now left with basically the nucleus of last season's teams, which was pretty, by their standards, average.
Yes, it was. Last year they were poor. First two games they've been poor. However, the players that he has, they are very good footballers. So of that footballer when they go over the white line, which isn't good enough. Everybody's pointing at the manager. Fair play, has to take his criticism. Woeful start, but the players haven't done enough.
I mean, it's a litany of mistakes, isn't it? When we look at what happened on Saturday afternoon at Brentford, and the goals that Brentford score, one mistake after the other. I mean, De Gea has been an outstanding international goalkeeper over the years, but this is an absolute howler.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about this. As an outfield player, he's got to take this one, David De Gea, because that's so poor. Someone who I think had a good season last season, that was poor. Get your body behind it, and it's a routine save, but unfortunately, again, it just ties into exactly where Manchester United are right now.
Yeah, he was probably, Benji, in that situation that you and I have been in many times. You're on to the next stage. So he's caught it already and he's going to throw it somewhere. So he's ahead of himself. He thinks he's done his job and it's gone through his hands. He knows that's a howler. He's not going to hide away from it. But he wasn't the only one who had a howler.
The modern vogue, then, playing it out from the back. And playing it out from the back again. And playing it out from the back again, even if they're setting traps for you and you've been done a couple of times. We've got to do it because the manager says do it.
Yeah, and I agree that you have to do as the manager says. Of course you do, but there comes a time when you say, as a senior pro, only a senior pro will say, right, I'm not comfortable with this. You know, look, they're set up there. The arrows are showing. Got away with that one, OK? Yeah. Got away with that one. And still got closed down in the third pass. This one, again, same thing. But they're ready. Man for man, as soon as it goes to your pro, only a senior pro will say, right, I'm not comfortable with this. You know, look, they're set up there. The arrows are showing. Got away with that one, OK? Yeah. Got away with that one. And still got closed down in the third pass. This one, again, same thing. But they're ready. Man for man, as soon as it goes to your man, force him one way.
Players ready for it.
But what Thomas Frank did, which is amazing.
Again, if I play it in there, so you know what, Maguire, Martinez squeeze up and we'll play in their half. I know the manager doesn't want to play that way, but just to kind of mix it up a little bit, let's go a bit direct. He doesn't do that, he gets punished.
3-0, Ben Mee, great signing. Perfect signing for Brentford, isn't he? Absolute template, really. I mean that as a compliment. Martinez, who's come in from Ajax, Erik ten Hag obviously knows him very well. He's 5'9". I mean, he's not the biggest centre-half. I'm not saying you can't be 5'9" and be a good centre-half, but you've got to be a bit stronger than that.
You have to, yeah. And I mean, he's going to have to grow up very, very quickly because now people have seen this. This is going to happen every single week. I mean, just jump, lean on him, do anything just to put him off. Don't give him a free header. But if you look at here, he doesn't even have to jump, Ben Mee. He just uses his body, leans back a little bit. He's too strong for him. It's a simple header.
There's only going to be one winner there. Ben Mee wants to win that more than Martinez, to be fair, and he's stronger and he wants to put the ball in the back of the net. And when you're centre-half, unfortunately, in this league, you have to be willing to get elbows and punches in the back of the head and pain, and he's going to get used to it.
Pain. That's what Manchester United are going through. I mean,
absolutely.
We know how many watching this around the world support Manchester United and do so avidly and passionately. What on earth? They're going to Liverpool next. They've lost this one 4-0. What are the next? I mean, the next game against Liverpool. This one. Liverpool got 4 in the first half against them last season at Old Trafford. Old Trafford. This is a Sunday morning goal.
It's tough, isn't it? I mean, it's one of them where
puffing his cheeks out.
It's so difficult because Manchester United just haven't paid attention to what's going on up the end of the pitch up the end of the pitch. Sorry, but Ivan Toney there is clever, and that is a world-class ball. Anyone else plays that pass, we're raving about it. But it's Luke Shaw's the one, and that's the funny part.
Because Luke Shaw basically thinks he's got enough pace to get himself back in there. He's running, and then he thinks, oh no, I haven't. And Mbeumo's got ahead of him, and he's stronger than him. You know, when you're attacking, and you've got 2 strikers up top, you have one there defending in behind, and you have one in front. And wherever the ball goes, the one in front goes away that side. That's all that happens. Man United have done neither. Honestly, listen, I was at the club for 2.5 years, a short period. I want them to win games, but I find it hard to go easy on them when they are losing games.
Your first season, they lost the first 2 games, drew the third and won the league. I don't think they're going to win the league this season. I think we can probably say that.
I think that's a safe bet.
It's a safe bet. Liverpool next, and then they've got Leicester, Southampton, Arsenal. I mean, he has got to get a result quickly, Erik ten Hag. Playing Liverpool next.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to get over that one. I really don't. You know, Liverpool are one of the best we've got, and United are one of the worst we've got at the moment.
I think first and foremost, he needs to find out which players are prepared to play for him and which are not, because at the minute they're all kind of hiding behind the other. It's not my fault. It's a lot of finger pointing going on. He needs to find, even if it's not some of the better players, but he needs to find someone with the right attitude and ones that are ready to play.
You made a good point, Benchy, about the players, and Ronnie's there. We know how good Ronnie is. We know he's the best in the world. Well, all that stuff. However, Is it changing the mindset of the player when he's on the ball, Benty, as you mentioned?
Like Sancho and Rashford.
Yeah.
They're getting into areas and it's almost like they don't know what to do. Do I cross it for Ronnie? Do I shoot? And they're kind of getting caught in between. But not only them two, the likes of Bruno Fernandes. Before Ronaldo got here, you know exactly what he could do. He created, score goals. But all of a sudden they're looking and going, oh, well, I don't want him waving his hands at me, blaming me. So, do you know what? I'll pass this simple pass backwards. And by that time, the other team's probably got back into shape and the opportunity's gone.